Apologize. I'm trying to get this camera. I thought I had it set up and then it gave me an error in loading. So give me a minute. I just want to make sure I got it set where you all can see everything. Give me a minute if you don't mind while I figure out what the problem is. Stamp set, but it's not coming up on my Facebook page. So let me just refresh again and see if I can get this thing to work. Oh, there we go. Hallelujah. Now I can organize. Let me see if I can get my camera in there. All right, hang on a minute. Let me make sure I've got it so y'all can see the cards that we're going to make tonight. I've got some lights on because we are in Central Florida, not in the hurricane, but we are having clouds and a little bit of wind and some rain, so it's a little bit darker than it normally would be. I think we're good with this set right here, so I will, I'm going to wave my hand over and then see. Thank you for joining. I'm Dawn Duvall with Shall We Stamp. I know I'm really not this, well, I am technically challenged, but I really thought I was getting better, so bear with me. I swear I'll have this right sooner or later. Anyways, thank you all for joining. This video will be recorded and we'll laugh at it later. I thought I would go, I made some cards earlier today to show you the Over the Moon. If you have not seen this, I think it's just such, I've seen such cute cards made with these cows. So I thought I would go ahead and use that today. And I did want to acknowledge, and I will put this on the page, that last week, for those that share my video, our videos, then your name will go into a drawing to win a prize of some form or fashion. And last week, I decided I was going to give away the paper pumpkin for, I think it was June's paper pumpkin, and Arlene Herkomer name was drawn. So Arlene, if you're watching, or if someone knows Arlene, let her know to reach out to me. You have until Thursday evening to get back with me so I can get your address and get that in the mail to you. So this cute little cow set has got 11 stamps in it. We have 3 cute little cows, one that's laying down, and I'm going to show you this really cute card, but I'm going to save it to last because it was a little bit difficult doing. So I did try to do the stamping of it first, and then I'll walk you through how I did it. But I copied it off of another demonstrator on Pinterest. And then we have sayings: over the moon for you, you're utterly fantastic, party till the cows come home, cows it going, and dream big. So this is the stamp set that I'm going to work today, and this is a cling stamp, and it is the red rubber. And for those that are used to the other stamps, if you haven't tried these cling ones, all of our stamps will, the rubber stamps, red rubber, will be coming out with cling, and you can see they don't fall off like they used to, so that makes it wonderful. So this is what we're going to be doing. The first 2 cards, I'm trying to make 3 cards. I'm trying to make one for a beginner or a new stamper, one that's going to be a medium, stamper, and then the last one is a little bit more involved. So those of you that are experienced, then you won't sit here being bored. Hopefully not. And it's always fun to see what other people do. So this is the first card that we're going to be making. It's very simple. We're going to use a piece of white, Whisper White cardstock. And I will type up the PDF tutorials, and I'll put those on the site. Probably be by tomorrow morning. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight or not. Okay, so just shoot for tomorrow morning. And we'll have all the measurements, so you don't need to worry about writing it down. All right, so in this case, we're going to be working with the end colors. I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and that one has got black all over it from my ink. So I am just going to turn this around, and we'll use that on the inside of the card, and then I can cover it up with a piece of white paper on the inside to write my message on. So I'm going to put that over, I'm going to put that right down there. Hopefully you can still see it. All right, so I'm going to put this, I'm scoring it at 4 1/4. Using my bone folder to burnish. This again is a very, very simple card, but I thought it was cute. So this is the cow that's laying down flat. So I'm going to take a piece of the Seaside spray, and we're going to add this to the card base. It's 2 inches by 5 1/2. And I normally cut it a little bit longer than what's normally needed. And you can then, let's see, which way would I want to do this? Let's put it in the center this time. I lay it on here, and then for some reason, if it hangs over, which is fine, I'll just take my paper snips, and in this case, we'll just snip it off. So that's just easier, than that way I know I've got coverage on it. Okay, so we're going to start out with that. So we've got our Seaside spray in this tile type design. Let me move this cow out of the way. And then we're going to take a scrap of Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp in Memento Black. Let me get that out here, and I have to be careful because I tend to get ink all over. So we're going to take the cow that's laying down, and we're going to stamp this on the piece of Whisper White. All right, we're going to fussy cut this out, unfortunately. Sorry about that, but we're going to fussy cut it, and we'll get that done. So let me go ahead. I should have probably had one colored so you wouldn't have to watch me fussy cut, but we're going to fussy cut it, and then we'll cut it out. So just give me 1 second. We're going to color this using our Stampin' Blends. So you can use Stampin' Blends, or you can use your markers. The markers I have a little bit harder time trying to get some good color. So, or you can use your watercolor pencils, or you can do there's all sorts of ways that you can color this. So you can also use your blends. So for those that don't know, a blend is a type of pen that we sell that has a fluid, well, actually it has a brush, and then we just take that and dip it into ink that we place on the ink pad, the inside top of the inside cover, and dip the pen in it, and then we use that to color, and you can adjust the strength of the color that you want. Now this is not going to be the greatest cutting because I'm trying to do this fast for you guys so you don't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut, but it allows you to adjust the color strength, so you can have it a light color, you can make it a little bit darker, or what have you. So there's all sorts of ways that you can color this, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Blends because those are quick and easy. And we're going to use I'm going to use the dark, what is it, dark, actually these, no, I've got them. I'm using the dark Smoky Slate because we don't actually have a black, or if we do, I don't have it yet. And my black marker, the tip, the big tip is got kind of funky on it, so it doesn't want to color very well. All right, so let me move this out of the way. Now we're going to color the cow. We're not going to color the whole thing, so we're only going to color in his spots in his feet. So I'm going to pull out my Smoky Slate. Actually, I'm going to do, I lied. I'm going to use the Seaside Spray marker because I want it to coordinate. So I'm going to color his hair, and I'm just going to color it with the marker because I want it all to match. I want it to match the paper. So this is using our Stampin' Write marker. This cow's going to have blue hair, and he's going to have a blue tail. And let's see what else we're going to do. What else? Oh, no. Do we want his hoofs? Yeah, let's make his little feet. Let's make his hoofs blue. We're just going to make him blue all over. But he's a happy cow. So we're going to make him have blue hoofs instead of brown ones. But that's okay. It's your cow. You can color him any way you would like. And we have one more little foot right here. So we're going to color that. And I guess I should turn it this way so you can see him. Sorry. And then I'm going to color this one right here. All right, so we're going to color that. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to take the bronze Smoky Slate, and we're going to color the bell. His bell is going to be Smoky Slate instead of gold. We'll make it a little bit darker. All right, so there's his bell. Okie doke. And then we're going to color his spots. And I'm going to use the tip of my black, and hopefully it doesn't mess up. But we're just going to color in the little black spots that he has right here. And there's a black spot right there. And then this one's around his eye, believe it or not. So he's going to look like the dog that has that one eye that's covered in black. So I'm just going to make some little dots. And then this one here. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I just got a call, so I'm not sure what happened with that. Hopefully we haven't thrown us off. Okay, so we pretty much colored the cow. Wasn't much to him, all right? So we're going to move him over here. Now I've got a piece of white, Whisper White, that I've cut, and we're going to stamp this with Cow's It Going, and we're going to color that in, do our marker. So for those of you that aren't aware, you can use your markers, color on these red rubber stamps, and you just color over the words, the letters, and it will bring out the, put the color on your rubber stamp. Or you can use the ink pad, but I didn't bring it over here, so we're going to use the marker. So this is just another way that, when I first started, I bought the markers because it gave me all the colors until I was able to afford to buy the different ink pads and everything. So this made it a lot easier for me. to do that. Plus, it's good if you want to travel that you can take them with you. So I'm going to huff on it, which re-moistens the ink. And I'm hoping I've got this straight. I'm going to stand up just a little bit. And we're going to stamp it right on here. We'll let it sit for just a second and let the ink, there we go, let that disperse through. And then I'm going to attach that. Let me get my silicone mat out. If you don't have one of these, you definitely need to get one. Keeps your glue from getting all over the place. All right, so we are going to attach this to a piece of Seaside Spray. And again, the measurements will be on, I'll have them posted tomorrow. And then this we're going to attach with a dimensional. We're going to pop him up and put the cow on top of him like he's laying on the sign. So we're going to put that there, and then I'm going to take the cow and I'm going to put dimensionals. And again, this card is really designed for more of a beginner or somebody that's just learning how to stamp, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and pull these off. And we're going to go ahead and set this on here. I'm going to put it right about there. Hopefully I'm in the camera. And then we're going to, now if you're not aware, push your thumbnails or fingernail, whatever, down inside your dimensional, and it helps lift your backings off a lot easier. All right, so we're going to take the little Moo Moo cow here, and we're just going to lay him right on top like he's laying on this little sign here. And there we go. There is our first card. Very simple, but it's a good card. I think it's cute that you, as somebody that's just starting, or if you're a demonstrator and you're going to hold classes, this is a nice way that somebody can learn how to stamp without a lot of stress. Okay, so that's the first card that we're going to do. And then here's the one that I initially did in the Rococo Rose, I think is how you say it. One card down, and we'll move on to the next one. Let me put this away. Now the next one we're going to do is we're going to make it this right here. So we are going to use Pacific Point cardstock, and that's going to be cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And then we're going to use a bunch of dimensional, blender pens on this one. They're falling out of my bag. So we're going to do some coloring. And I'm using a piece of the Follow Your Art cardstock. For those of you that may not know, we have a special starting tomorrow. One, you get to order from the holiday catalog, and two, we're having a special on designer series paper. So if you buy 3 packs of paper, you get 1 free. So I think that's a pretty good deal, and that starts tomorrow. We have our 11 by 4 1/4. Normally I score these, but I'm just going to wing it, and I'm going to fold it in half. I always make sure that my ends are together. So let me move him out of the way, excuse me. And then I am going to use my bone folder and make sure we've got a good burnish on here, okay? All right, and the next thing I did is I'm taking a piece of Coastal Cabana, and I ran it through the corrugated embossing folder. This, I'm pulling the colors from this card right here that you can see. So that's one thing nice about our paper is you just pull the colors out, and the back of the paper tells you what colors they are, and it kind of makes it really easy. I am going to put some adhesive on this. Now normally, anytime I run something through the embossing folder that's like this, I usually use dimensionals or tear and tape because it makes it stick a lot easier. Okay, so, but for time purposes and everything, I'm just going to go ahead and use snail. All right, so we're going to set that down there. Now on this one, we're going to attach a piece of the designer paper. I've got to find it. What did I do with it? All right, so we're going to attach a piece of this paper at the bottom of our piece of cardstock, or Whisper White. And we'll place that right at the bottom of that. And again, I've got it probably a little bit longer than what's needed. And I'll just, let me turn it this way. I'm going to lift it up. If you place it down with your snail, and you've got a little bit of time that you can lift it up before you can't readjust it. But I'm going to move this down just a little bit there. And with my snips, I'm just going to snip off the edge right here. Now this card here, I would think would be somebody that's kind of learning to stamp, has stamped, and but you know, they don't do it all the time. So again, this should be a pretty easy one for someone that's done a little bit of stamping. So now on this particular one, we are going to stamp this little happy cow. And again, we always use our Memento black ink when we are working with our Stampin' Blends. It doesn't run, so that's one thing you want to make sure that you use when you're stamping. So I am going to move this over to the side a little bit, And I'm going to stamp my cow right about here. And again, all we're going to do is we're going to color his boots and his flower and his ears and all that stuff. So let's get started on coloring. Now I'm using some of the markers because we don't have those in the blend yet. And the other ones I'm using are Stampin' Blends. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to color his boots in Calypso Coral. So I'm using the light color, and I'm just going to lightly lay it on here. And then I'm going to come back with the dark, and I'm going to add a little bit around this edge of his shoe. Okay, so we're putting a little, and you know, the more you color, the more darker it will get. And that's fine. You can color it however light or dark you want. And always make sure you snap them shut to make sure they're tight. Now this one I'm going to use the thin because I want to get in this line right here for the toe of the shoe. And I'm just going to mark that little line right there. I'm going to color that. And now we're going to, I'm going to use the light Calypso Coral. And don't ask me why, I'm just going to do this. I'm coloring his tail. I'm going to make that Calypso Coral. And I'm going to color his hair. And I'm going to add a little, I think I'm going to add a little gray at the bottom. A little silver on his little hair right there. And let's see, what else do I want to color? Let's put a little bit here. I'm gonna put a little bit inside. Then we'll add some smoky slate to that as well. All right, let's see now. Let's take our silver smoky slate. Now I'm using the small tip because I'm going in areas that are a little bit on the small side, so I don't want to come out of the lines. And then here, I'm just coloring around that little bit of Calypso Coral. And then here's a little circle for his cow. Well, I don't know why they have these anyways. I guess it's a black and white, or a black cow. And then I'm going to color his hooves. These I'm going to color in the smoky slate dark. And bear with me because I'm trying to do this upside down. I'm learning to color upside down. And that's something. Okay. All right, so that's that. The light petal pink. I'm going to color his face this color. And we'll come back and do our flowers. The lighter, you know, the light touch you have, if you have a little bit heavier touch, it's all dependent on how you want. If you leave a little white, that's fine too. There's no, you know, again, there's no right or wrong way. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to color the leaf, and I'm using this soft sea, I don't want that one, I want the small tip. Anytime I'm doing something in a small area, I want to use the small tip. So this is sea foam. I'm getting confused between the Seaside Spray and soft sea foam. So I'm going to color the leaves in this color here. All right, and then we're going to take and color the inside of the flower with Pacific Point, which is our card base. I want that to kind of match. And my markers, I guess when we use these in my classes, we use a lot of them before the blends came out. So I think that's probably why my tips are kind of funky. And now I'm just taking the Coastal Cabana and just pulling that in on the flower. And I'm just pulling from the tips in. And if I leave a little bit of white, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. And again, I can make this darker if I want. But we'll just, all right, there's our cow. Isn't he cute? I think he's cute. I think he is just precious. All right, so now we're going to put some adhesive on the back of this, and I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, but what I'm going to do first, and everybody has their own way of wrapping, I'm going to take some linen thread, and I'm just going to wrap it around this card, and usually I take my fingernail and go across it like that, and that helps take out any kinks that are in it. And I know there's different ways that you can wrap this. I can't seem to get it wrapped around my hands, so I'm just going to do it the way that works for me. And whatever works for you, that's all that matters. So I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm just going to loop it because I want to have like a bigger loop, and then I'm going to come back in and do a little bit smaller loops. Because I'm going to get this, and then this one I think I'm going to come out a little bit more and get it in here. It just adds another little touch to the card base. And again, it's not it's not rocket scientist, that's for sure. So however you want to wrap it and have much or as little as you want sticking out, that's fine. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to cut this piece off. And now I'm going to attach some dimensionals to this. And I'm going to pop this up on top of, and I put the adhesive on the back of the card. It makes it easier for the ribbon or the twine to stick to it. And then I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put that one right there. And this will be the top of our card. And actually, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive there so those guys hold down. We're almost done with our second card. And we'll just peel these little guys off the backs. All right, are y'all getting excited to see the holiday catalog? Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, like I said last week, the papers are absolutely stunning. So it's a good thing that we're having that special, because you're going to want to get all of the papers. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach this in the center of the Coastal Cabana and have a little bit hanging off the top and the front of the card. And there we go. There is our card. Now, I always put a piece of Whisper White on the inside, and you can cut that at 4 5 1/4. I usually do 3 3/4 by 5. So when I'm ready to send this out, I'll put a piece in here and then write my sentiment or stamp something from the stamp set. All right, there is our second card. Very cute, at least I think so. And again, I'll have the tutorials up in the morning on the web, on the site. Let me put all these in here and out of the way. All right, and then the last card is such a fun card. I better leave those out. I might need those. Okay, so here's the card that we're going to make. Isn't that cute? Now, let me tell you, it was a little bit of a pain trying to get these guys on top of each other. And I tried masking, and masking didn't work. So what I did, after I had to think about it for a few minutes, was use the black marker on the stamp and then leave off the piece. And I'll show you, for instance, on the cow. Let's say this guy here. I use the marker to outline the cow, right? And then for this guy, who's the one that's on top of the flower, I just left, I did not color in right here between his legs, because that would have shown, all right? And the same thing on this one, I left out, he's got udders hanging behind the hair, so I just left that out. I didn't ink that up. So I just used my pencil and went back and colored. That's how I did it, after it only took me like 4 tries. So so that's what we're going to do. So we're doing a black base, basic black cardstock. Now this one's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then we're using a piece of Poppy Parade, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. All right. So we're going to go ahead and attach that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move him out of the way, and we'll go ahead and attach the Poppy Parade to the black basic black cardstock. We'll get that done and out of the way. To get my snail to cooperate. Sometimes if you don't press it down all the way, it doesn't leave a good trail of adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that right there. There's our base. So we're going to move that off to the side. All right, so here's the cows. I'm hoping y'all can see this. Okay. So we're going to color, and what I'm going to do is take my, I stamped those in black and they should have been in Mossy Meadow, but that's all right. We are going to take, so we're going to start, I'll just start with the top cow, and I'm going to get my, I'm going to use the dark smoky slate again, only because the black pencil is just driving me crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and just start coloring his hair. And you have to be careful, because on the first card I did, I colored his horns, but you can color the horns. But I didn't want his horns colored. So I'm just going to do this over a couple of times just to make it look darker, so it gives it the effect of black. All right, so we've got that. I'm going to color his tail. I'm going to do his tail black. Should have done it red. That's what I should have done. But that's all right. We're going to do his tail black. He's going to have a black tail. We're going to make this one different. Okay, and then we've got, let's see. We're going to do his hoofs a different color. And we've got this little patch here that we're going to color. Isn't it fun to color? It's very relaxing. So when you're having a storm coming, or you're not working and you've got time, you can go lock yourself up. It's just relaxing to do this. And you don't have to really think about it other than staying in the lines. Okay, so we've got him done. Now we're going to color his hair here. We're going to make his hair here black as well, or a dark gray. So I'm just going to keep coloring. And this is the smoky slate, what I'm using. So I'm just going to keep going over it and over it to give it some darker color. All right, so that works. And then we're going to color, he's got some spots here, so we're going to color his little spots. I hope y'all are enjoying these videos. If you leave me a comment, that would be awesome, and make sure to share, and then I'll put your name in a drawing for another giveaway for this next week. And if there's anything that you would like me to show you, or any particular like fun fold or something, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Let's see, do I want to, I'm going to wait. I don't know if I want to color his tail. I might color his tail a different color. All right, and then we're going to color this guy's hair here. He's got some funky hair. It's all kind of, looks like a weird flower or something. All right, so we've got that, and let's see, where else does he have? He has got, oh, he's got the black eye right here. And we're going to leave that a little bit lighter, but this one I'm going to try to make it darker. All right, aren't these cute cards? I just love these things. This is a fun set. I mean, it's, you know, this can be for adults or children. I've got birthday cards I'm sending out to I always send out to our neighbors, and I am like, 2 people had birthdays today, so I'm a little behind, and that's not good. I'm going to come back with the poppy, the dark poppy, and I'm going to color, these are his boots right here, the cow that had the boots. So I'm just going to color because he's standing on this guy's head. We're going to color his boots there. And I had this guy, I'm going to color it red so it kind of pulls some of that red in. And this is the Poppy Parade. This is the dark color. So I'm going to just go over this a couple of times. The first bell I did it in bronze, and it looked really pretty. And then let me go back over this one more time as well. Make it a little bit darker. I really like the Poppy Parade. I really enjoyed it when we had it the first go round, and I was shocked to see it coming back. Let's do his tail. No, let's don't do his tail red. Okay, and let's see. We don't need that color. What else are we going to do? Oh, yeah, we do. His ears, and I'm going to do his face. We're going to keep doing the pink face. I'm not sure why, but it's a little darker than what I probably picked up the dark one instead. I picked up the dark. Yep, I picked up the dark instead of the light. Let me see if I've got another one in here. Nope. All right. I guess it kind of looks funny. So, I'm not, well, we're going to go ahead. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do his face. Let's color his feet and his little hooves. Let's color them black. Do a little bit of pink inside his ears. Not much. I think we need some more red. Should have done his thing in red. All right, and let's see what else. We got to do his flowers. So we're going to color them. And let's do a Rococo Rose. Let's do the flower in a pink color. Make that up pretty quick. Oh, we didn't color his hoofs up here, did we? Let's go back and color his. He's the one holding the flowers. And what color do we want? Let's do yellow on the inside. So this is Crushed Curry. No, I'm sorry. This is the dark Daffodil Delight. So we're just going to make a dark circle on the inside of his flower. All right. I think that's everything. And I see where we missed, not we, me, his other foot right here. We missed his. I just think this is such a cute one. And I think what we'll do is let's just take a little bit of the green, and we'll just go above the grass a little bit just to give it a green effect, since I stamped this in black, not thinking, instead of doing it in green. And then I was going to put dirt underneath it, but we're just going to scribble over the lines. Now, the next thing we're going to do is attach this to our card front using our, so you can see that I stamped it on the other side as well because I made a boo-boo. That's why we have two-sided paper, so that we can stamp them on there. And I'm going to place this here, and it's going to give us a little bit of a border because it is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And there's our Moo Cow card, or a Triple Cow card. And we could put a sentiment on here, but I think I'm going to leave it like it is. I don't think I'm going to put a sentiment on it. That is our 3 cards. Let me get them back out so that you can see them. I hope this did a little bit of inspiration for you. Y'all don't think I'm a ditz. I know I'm a blonde, but I lost my other cow. Oh, there they are, right in this bag right here. Sorry about that. Here we go. Here are the 3 cards that we made. This is an easy one. This would be more for like someone that's just starting out learning how to stamp. It's very simple, using the Seaside spray, and we kind of pull that through the whole cow experience. He's laying on top of his sentiment. And then the second card we did, I thought this was good for a person who's just been stamping, kind of a somewhat of a, not a newbie, but have a little bit more experience. and we're using Pacific Point, and then the Coastal Cabana and the corrugated folder, and then our Follow Your Art paper strip down here of your DSP, and then we colored in the cow, put some linen twine underneath, and used Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up. So that's our second card. And then the last card we made is, again, I say this is a little bit harder only because you have to juggle trying to get these 3 cows on top of each other's heads. But this was so much fun. I really enjoyed making this card. So this again is on black, basic black cardstock with Poppy Parade, and colored in the cows using our blends, Smoky Slate. The faces are a little, or his nose is a little bit too dark in my opinion, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. And used the Rococo Rose, Daffodil Delight, and red for his cowbell. There you go. Those are the 3 cards. I hope you've enjoyed this, and make sure to leave me some comments if you will. Share my video, and I will see you next Tuesday. If you want to place an order, you can go to my website at shallystamp.com, and the host code is listed on the website itself. It's here, and if you place an order of $35 by Saturday the 7th, then I'll send you the kits for these cards. And anything that needs to be, there's no punching, but I will send the corrugated piece that's run through the die cutting machine. All right, so if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. If not, I will see you all next week. And thank you again for stopping by and watching Shall We Stamp.